Today is April 2nd, 2015. We are out in the country, way out in the country actually. A little town called Willingshausen, where Karin goes to her physical therapy for her hand and arm. And Andor and I are out here in the open fields so that we can go for a little walk and he can take care of his business and so on. But it's so cold. The wind is so sharp, so biting cold. The temperature is about 3 degrees Celsius, and it's just no fun being out there. Even Andor doesn't enjoy it because of the wind. It's about 25 miles per hour wind. I made a video just like this yesterday because we were here yesterday also. Karin had physical therapy yesterday as well. The windshield was so dirty that I had to just erase the whole thing. The windshield was so dirty, in fact, that the camera focused on the windshield rather than on the into the distance. So we'll drive around a little more today. We have about 20 minutes before we have to pick up Karin. And it's not as nice a day today as it was yesterday. The weather's been really pretty bad. It's been very cold. Well, I mean, you know, a few degrees above freezing. And the wind, however, has been the problem. It's just been really very strong. There have been hurricanes all over Germany. And quite a bit of damage done. Trees down. Yesterday, the trains all over Germany, the trains couldn't run because there were trees down on the tracks. A lot of roads were closed, and I guess it's calming down a little bit now, but there's still this very damp, cold. Well, that's the other thing. It's been raining the whole time too, so it hasn't really been a good time to be outside. Willingshausen is a nice little town. To some degree, it's for some people famous because there's an artists' colony here. Many famous relatively famous artists of the early 20th century came here to paint, and poets. I believe some of the more important poets were here. I think Rilke was here. Rainer Maria Rilke was here at some time. Modus and Becker, she was here too, the painter. So it's known to people in art circles, Willingshausen. There aren't many, there isn't much other interest here aside from the very nice houses. They're very nice half-timbered homes here and houses. And the surrounding countryside is very beautiful. I thought you'd enjoy a drive through the village here. It's kind of a, well, it's a little town. It's bigger than a village really. I don't know how many people live here. Probably a couple of thousand. There's a little store here that belongs to our, I can't see it, it's right on our left here, belongs to our butcher, our favorite butcher, and they opened a little store because there's really nothing else near here. You have to go at least 10 miles, well, no, yeah, almost 10 miles in either direction in order to do any shopping otherwise. So they opened a store, and you can get the important things you need, milk and bread and so on. They also sell fresh bakery from one of the local bakeries, that's true. This road here is closed off. However, it's not because of trees being down, it's because the I think they had to do some repairs, some major repairs on the road. Here, however, this road we're on, which is the road back home, we're only a few kilometers from where we live, actually. I think about maybe 6 or 7 kilometers. And this road we're on was closed because of trees down from the storm. And I think they are working here yet. Or they were a little bit ago when we came here. Oh, I guess they're done. We were picking up some tree branches off the road here. We're going to turn around and go back into the village because I have to pick up car in about 10 minutes or so. They dredged out the drainage ditch on the right side here too, because I think this road was actually underwater during the major storm that we had. Germany has a very well-organized infrastructure. The roads are, for the most part, very, very good and are taken care of. When a storm or something like this happens, the repair work and cleanup work, it takes place very quickly. One of the things I really appreciate about Germany is that everything works here. The telephones work, we have not had a power outage. We haven't had a loss of electricity in, well, let's see, we've lived here 10 years. In the first 2 years we were here, we had 1 or 2 very short, I'm talking about minutes, loss of electricity. Since then, we haven't had any at all. Which, wow, is mostly because the majority of power lines are underground. Only the main high tension wires are still above ground, and a lot of them are being, with a new technology now, is being buried. Of course, it's easy to say, oh yeah, you know, Germans can do that, and why can't the Americans? Well, of course, the distances that have to be covered in America are much, much greater. You have to remember that Germany is just about the size of Indiana and Illinois, just as an example, together. All of Germany, with 80 million people. And so it's much easier to take care of things and to put cables underground and so on. On the other hand, of course, that has what many people might say is a disadvantage of that. You can't have the freedom that Americans have. You can't have people running around in off-road vehicles everywhere. You can't go fishing anywhere you feel like it. There are just too many people for that kind of stuff. There have to be a lot more laws and a lot more rules, and you have to be also much more thoughtful of other people here, because simply the density of the population is so great. So it's got its advantages and its disadvantages. We'll go out this side of town for a short drive, and then we'll drive back and pick up Karin. It has its advantages and disadvantages. And after living here for 50 years, almost 50 years now, I've come to enjoy the advantages, and the disadvantages don't seem that important anymore. I would probably have a more active life with cars and hobbies if I lived in America. But in a way, that's also just a distraction. This is a little auto repair shop on the right here. You can't see it now. They repair cars and motorcycles. So this is just a short video about a little town called Willingshausen. It's, by the way, like where we live, in the geographic center of Germany. We live really in the most central part of this country, and that's kind of nice, because you can then get in your car and drive in either direction, in any direction, and wind up in a new area. Okay, here is the physical therapy place right on our right side here, and we'll just park the car here and wait for Karin. She'll be coming out those stairs right there to the right, and we're going to drive into Alsfeld. Then I probably won't. Oh, actually, let's move in front. We don't have to stare at this white Golf in front of us the whole time. Garage right here to the right. You can just see the snout of a very attractive looking, I think you can see it anyway, over there, right there. You can just see the red front of a very attractive looking Alfa Romeo. It's a new Alfa. So there you are. I hope you enjoyed this little drive around here. And if anything comes up on the drive to Alsfeld or in Alsfeld, I might turn the camera back on again. I'm making this with my cell phone, by the way. This is the first time I've done that, I think. It's a Samsung Samsung S4, and I think it takes very good pictures. I think the video quality probably is okay too. So thanks for coming along. Thanks for watching and for commenting, and especially for subscribing. I'm getting very close to 300 subscribers, which amazes me, absolutely floors me. I can't imagine that many people having any interest in the stuff that we do, but I'm very, so we're certainly very pleased and very thankful that there are that many people that watch our some of the things that we do. And I'm going to have to think about what to do with that 300th that 300th subscriber. Maybe we'll have a little contest like people have been doing recently. I'll have to figure out what to do about that. Thanks again. Cheerio. Have a nice day.